Everyone, I'm Brendan from Vector Drones, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how to turn flying this into a business. One of the questions that we get asked most often on social media and while we're out in the field is, how do I get into the drone business? How do I make money in the drone business? So what we've decided to do is create a three-part series. So we're going to do three separate videos here outlining the three steps that we've put together that basically takes anybody at any experience level. So the person that just bought the drone from Best Buy all the way up to a person that's been doing this for years. The three steps that you want to use to launch your drone business or your drone career. Over 20 years ago, I started off flying airplanes in the Air Force, went through a 20-year Air Force career, went on to become a commercial pilot, and then on to become a business owner, drone pilot, and we've turned our business here into a multi-million-dollar business, whether it's through services, whether it's through selling drones or out flying drones. Today, our company brings in millions of dollars of revenue, and it's all based on a very simple three-step process. We're going to go through that process here today. First, let's discuss a few things with respect to where the drone industry came from and where it's going. Back in 2018, one of the most influential parts of the drone industry was really DJI coming into the scene and creating drones that were very easy to fly. Many of you probably remember back in the old days of flying drones, the concept of going out and flying a remote control airplane or a remote control helicopter, and they were incredibly difficult to fly. And they didn't have nearly the capability that they have today. Back in 2018, the drone industry was a $14 billion industry. It's expected by 2024 to be a $44 billion industry. But more important is the fact that drones are becoming an integral part of every single industry. It's hard for me to imagine an industry by 2024 that won't have drones and drone pilots in it. So it's more than the idea of let's go down to Best Buy, let's buy a Mavic 2 Pro, or let's buy some other brand of drone and go out and be a drone photographer. It's much broader than that. Okay, so how do you get started? Like I said at the beginning of the video, we've broken this down into a three-step process for building a business or for launching your career as a drone pilot. And we're going to go through each one of these steps separately in separate videos. So the first step is, and it should go without saying, become an expert. I know it seems like that is the most common sense thing to say, become an expert. But it's truly the piece that most people spend the least time on, and it's truly the one that most people skip over. The idea of becoming an expert in the drone industry is like the idea of becoming an expert as a commercial pilot. You don't want the guy up in the front of the airplane to be flying you from Dallas to Minneapolis and not be an expert at what he's doing. And he probably wouldn't have gotten hired in the first place if he wasn't. And that same thing applies to becoming a drone pilot. If you want to go out and become a drone pilot, you want to get paid for doing it, you need to be an expert. And the first step in becoming an expert is getting your FAA Part 107 certificate. Going out and getting certified by the FAA is more than just a law. It's required. If you want to get paid, you have to have your Part 107 certificate. But it's also that first indicator that you're taking it seriously to become an expert. The Part 107 test can be a little bit daunting. We're not going to get into, the point of this video is not to get into how to pass the test or to study for the test or preparation for the test, although we will provide some links down below so that you can go and research some of that for yourself, find some study guides, find the testing locations, and get out there and take that test. But we will provide you with some of the basics. Again, down in the description, I'll write some of the basic test-taking techniques that are out there. FAA tests are all the same. They're all multiple choice. And there's some techniques that will help you, even if you don't know what the answer to the question is, they will help guide you to the correct answer and help you get that passing test. Once you get that 107 certification, they'll send you a little card in the mail, you'll have that card, you can go out and make money in the drone industry. But that's just the first step. You have to go beyond just having that Part 107. I see lots of Instagram pages and Facebook pages that say, hey, I'm a drone pilot, I've got my Part 107, I'm ready to make money. That's just the first step. The second step is knowledge of the overall industry. And it's not the knowledge that you're required to have to get your Part 107, but it's a knowledge of what you're doing in the industry. It's a knowledge of the equipment. It's a knowledge of the regulations. It's a knowledge overall of the industry that you want to be in and you want to provide those services to. People immediately jump past that part of understanding and say, hey, I'm a drone pilot. I can come out and do anything. But if you want to do inspections, if you want to go out and do solar farm inspections, for example, on thermal cameras, do you know how to go out and set up the grid to go out and map that solar farm? Practical experience is the third pillar of becoming an expert, and it's probably the most fun part about it. You would not believe how many people come to me and apply to jobs or ask about getting into the industry who have never actually flown their drones or have very limited experience flying their drones. If you truly want to go out there and make drone flying a career, or if you want to build a business around drone flying, get out there and fly the drone. You've got to get that aircraft off the ground, up into the air, and get experience with it. You should be intimately familiar with how it flies, its characteristics, its capabilities. I can tell you the horror stories of the people that have showed up to job sites that don't know what they're doing with a drone. And not only is that going to prohibit you from becoming a successful drone pilot, building a career around it or building a business around it, but it's dangerous. You should start immediately, right now, going outside, putting that drone up into the air. Figure out how to fly figure eights, pylon turns. Probably the most important skill is being able to fly the drone without looking at it. Obviously you have to do that within the confines of the law. You need to be able to see your drone, but you should be able to fly that drone safely by looking at the screen and what you have to get that shot of, or the direction that you're taking the drone without running into something. But most importantly, you need to go out there and fly the drone in the way that you would fly it in the industry or in the business that you're proposing. If you're going to go out there and fly drones for inspections, you need to go out there and practice flying inspections. You need to go out there with the right equipment, with the right software, and you need to go out there and be able to do that in your sleep. You should dream about it. You should understand that the capabilities and the way your drone flies inside and out. Just like picking up a camera doesn't mean that you're going to walk outside and you're going to be able to be a photographer. The same thing applies to being a drone pilot. You're not just going to go down to Best Buy, pick up a Mavic 2 Pro, go outside and start taking pictures with it and make a business out of it. Just like a commercial pilot isn't going to wake up one day and say, hey, I want to be a pilot, go down and apply to Delta Airlines and get hired as a commercial pilot. Every one of those examples is going to spend years becoming experienced and building up their brand. Becoming an expert takes the time and dedication. It's not going to happen overnight. It's certainly not going to happen just because you watch this video. But hopefully the steps that we've outlined here in becoming an expert, go down and get that Part 107 certification. Become a knowledge expert. Understand not only the rules and regulations, but the systems and the technology and the industry and where it's going. And go out and get that practical experience. Start flying that drone around. Fly it around your house. Go out and fly it around a park. Be safe, but then get that practical experience in the sectors that you want to start your business in, or where you want to go be a commercial drone pilot for. In the next two episodes and the next two videos, we're going to talk a little bit more about the next two steps, but those are going to be getting the right equipment. So going out, what equipment should I buy? What software should I have? Those kind of things. And then marketing yourself. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you do, go down below and hit subscribe, like the video, and leave some comments for us. If you have specific questions, find us on Instagram or Facebook. DM with those questions, and let's start that conversation. We're here to help. You're not going to find anything for sale in these videos. We're offering this information for free. We want to help you build your brand. We want to build you as a commercial drone pilot, or to be able to go out there and build your business around being a drone pilot. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.